How's it going, APC Nation? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you watch my recent live stream, I got into hockey recently, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Utah Mammoth. That's the team I've been supporting. It's basically, this video is going to be called, Can the Utah Mammoth Bounce Back? So, if you don't like hockey or don't pay attention to hockey, you won't understand. But the Utah Mammoth lost 3 in a row. They went from winning 8 in a row, lost to the Oilers, and then won one game, and then lost, and then won, and then lost 3 in a row after beating the Sabre. So I don't know if this is just their slump. I know the season's long. I understand it's 82 games, 82 game season going into an 84 game season next year, but. So the season's expanded into April instead of into like January or May, March or whatever. But the season is going into April, and then the playoffs, and then the Stanley Cup. But the Mammoth, they're a good team. Of what the games I've saw, that I physically could see, they're a good team. They can score. They can tie it up and stuff like that. But you lose 3 in a row. It's hard, to make a really bounce back from that. Especially when you started the season 7, when you started the season 8-2, and you win 7 in a row, and then you lose, and then you win, and then you keep losing. That's just, I think they can bounce back. I think if not, you spend this draft to get some defense players, some power hitters and stuff like that, and maybe get a relief goalie and see how that can work out for you. It just seems like they need a defensive guy. They can score. They're good at offense. They can score, but the thing is, once they're usually the first team to score, but they score, and it seems like they let the third period, when they're up, they don't use the third period as a defense if they're up. They usually I can't speak today. Sorry, NPC Nation. They usually, when they're up, it seems like they usually let the third period not be for defense. They usually try to keep doing offense, which is great, but if you're up, you want to keep that defense going. And you want to try to get a gap, at least a gap. If you're up 2-0, at least get a gap of 3-0. That's a pretty niche gap. You can probably go to 4-0, and that could probably make you safe. But let's say the score is 2-3. You want to at least go to 5, so you're up by 2 goals. Because it's harder to score goals than people think. But at least go to at least go to 5-2. If it's 2-2, at least try to get 3-goal gap, because then it's gonna be harder to score. But the thing is, they can score. They need to play defense. It seems, because they just lost like 4-2. They had a goal. His goal was taken away. They just lost to the Senators 4-2. It's like, you're losing by those 2 goals. You're losing by 1 to 2 goals each game, but you lost 3 in a row. It just seems like they can score. They're a scoring team. They were first in the division. Now they're 4th in the division, but they're not. But scoring helps in the slow run when you need to win games. So I think they need to try to get that lead and keep the defense on, instead of trying to keep the offense going. The offense is great, and I think they need to implement Cooley more. Cooley's pretty good, and you just extended him, so I think that's what needs to happen with the Utah Mammoth. But that's just my opinion. Like I said, I just became a hockey fan this year. If you guys, or if anyone in the comments is a big hockey fan, if they know more than I do, that's great. I like to hear opinions, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, press the share button, press the like button, press the red shiny subscribe button, press the post so you know if I know to a blue video, and I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.